Hello, Fightful Faithful. Welcome to another episode of the Sour Graps Tuesday show. We're going to put about as much thought and energy into this review as they put into creating it. I'm your host, Alex Pulaski. Everything sucks, especially on Tuesdays. With me, as always, is Kate. And also, somewhere in the back end, somewhere curating all of your sour chat, super chats, and humper chats, is Luis Polito, who is... It's the birthday, so I'm wearing a hat with birthday candles on it because I love Luis so much. Kate,
Luis
how are you?
is the best.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all right. I read the spoilers for this episode, so I was not expecting it to be good.
No.
But Alex, I DM'd you and I said, you know you're familiar with Full House.
I am.
You are.
I am.
The
Yes.
Danny Tanner vehicle.
Jesse Katsopoulos.
Yeah. The theme song, which says, "Whatever happened to predictability?" We found it. It's right here in NXT.
It's alive and well. It's been missing since 1987, but we found it. It's like one of those stories where like a kid gets kidnapped when they're 5, and then they find out, like when they're adults. Oh my God, the people who raised me as their child.
That's it. There's a stable of the milkman, the paperboy, and Evening TV.
Yep.
This was extremely predictable. It was very, very full of fluff. We got like a real long video package.
The hat collection takes up a very large box in the basement.
I feel like I am slacking hardcore. Listen, there's been so many times you've dressed up that I haven't, and I just feel like I'm letting everyone down.
The only reason that I'm wearing this is because my daughter found it today and was walking around wearing it. It's not her birthday or anything. She just found it. She's walking around. No, but
she knew Luis's birthday strikes at midnight.
It's true.
Guys, get in your super chats. Get in your humper chats. This is the NXT Go Home to Stand and Deliver. It is March 28th. We appreciate you being here. Please also subscribe to Fightful Select. Holy cow. So much information coming out of there. More on CM Punk that came out. More on Vince McMahon and the lack of favor with which he is looked upon by prospective buyers is a notable thing that Sean's been asking around about. So much more to come out of WrestleMania weekend. Holy cow, do we have a loaded weekend of content for you, even just here on the Fightful main channel. Forget about Fightful Select, but don't forget about Fightful Select.
No, don't forget about Fightful Select. Don't do that.
But Alex, Friday alone, we've got your Super Card of Honor post show, which I'm going to be hosting. In my place on the AEW Rampage and SmackDown post show, you'll have Robert D. Felice with Alex Cardoza. You're going to have Alex doing the Sour Graps post show behind the paywall for AEW Rampage and SmackDown, doing the SmackDown review, the Rampage watch along. Then you're going to have Stand and Deliver in the morning with me and Alex here on the main channel. You will also have your regular YouTube WrestleMania post shows right here. Sean and somebody else is going to be hosting. But behind the paywall, Fightful Select, which we just told you to subscribe to. Steal someone's credit card, if not your own. Alex and I will be doing nights 1 and 2 of WrestleMania. And then stars right back up again with Raw after Mania. We've got a loaded weekend, but it's WrestleMania weekend, baby.
Yeah. Yeah. It never ends.
It does not.
No. Especially for you, because you don't even have Thursdays off anymore.
No.
But
it's my favorite.
But it's your favorite. That's the thing. You traded sanity for your very favorite wrestling show. And I mean, that's nice, right?
See, I feel like it would do you good to watch Outrage because I feel like you would like it, and you watch a lot of wrestling that you don't like.
What I need to do that, but I'm not doing that on Thursday nights because that's the one night I don't have to worry about wrestling at all in any capacity. So I'm not doing it on Thursday. So I have to carve time out of the rest of my week to watch wrestling where I'm not directly being paid for it. Like that's weird, that's when I was like, don't you watch Impact? Like, man, I watch enough wrestling. I get some good wrestling, on Wednesdays. So it's not like I'm like, I'm watching terrible things all week. I'm going to eventually catch up. I have to watch some stuff that's on Super Card of Honor, but
you guys can be nuts.
It's an amazing card, but it's so hard to get me to be like, Yes, I will carve out another 2 hours of my week when I'm not being paid for it to watch more wrestling.
My wife and child.
No, that doesn't.
Also go watch it. The nice thing I will say, and I'm an ROH stan, obviously. This is an ROH stan person. It flies, and it's just it's great wrestling matches with very little BS. True. So it doesn't. While you have to carve it out, it's a pretty effortless watch. But we're not talking about ROH, unfortunately, Alex.
No, unfortunately, no. We're talking about the most predictable battle royal ever. I mean, listen, like, if you were going to do all that you're doing with Axiom beforehand, like, boy, I really hope I get that shot. Hope I get a shot at this, at the NXT North American title. That's all I've ever wanted, don't you know? I even asked Santa for it, and he didn't come through. But all I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth and 1 shot at the North American Championship. And if you didn't actually give it to him after all of that, it would kind of be ridiculous how much work you put into it. You know what I mean? And yet, by doing it the way they did it, it made it so obvious that he was going to be the guy who won the Battle Royal that you thought they had to swerve, right? And do somebody else, because otherwise it would be the most obvious thing. And yet, like, so it's both things are bad, which happens a lot with them. They book themselves into corners like that. Here's what they could have done. They could have just not done a battle royal and just done Nathan Frazier versus Axiom one more time. Because the last 2.5 minutes of this battle royal was awesome with old Bob's your uncle and both guys in the ring going crazy with each other, and then
who are the wins. 2 left at the end?
It's old Bob's your uncle and like
I just want to make sure I got that right.
Yeah, those 2 guys, literally, or you know what? Put them both in it. Like, honestly, like why not? But it was so odd that nobody else had to do anything literally to get into the match, but Axiom had to jump through all these hoops. But okay, fine. The Battle Royal was ass.
It was
can I say
not.
Ass on, can I say ass on the YouTube? It was ass.
You're an ass Battle Royal.
Yep.
You're an ass Battle Royal. It wasn't very good. The last few minutes, you're right, were awesome. The right guy won. It just feels like, you know what? They're supposed to be developing for the main roster. The main roster has the Andre the Giant Battle Royal on Friday, and that's not going to mean anything there. So it's good. It's developing into what they do on the main roster, that's for sure. But it just wasn't very good. I can't imagine.
There are a whole lot of future participants in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal in this Battle Royal tonight. If they stay employed by WWE for long enough, that is the closest a lot of these people will ever be to WrestleMania. So that's nice.
It wasn't very good. This was pre-taped, and pre-taped episodes of wrestling in general are never very good. Pre-taped episodes of NXT are really not going to be good. A pre-taped go home of NXT is really, really probably not going to be great. And then you throw a battle royal on there. Yeah. Like, just even the way the crowd's going to be for it is not going to be the way you want them to be. It felt, this whole episode felt kind of like a hodgepodge, because in their defense, it kind of was. Like, you're not going to risk anybody getting hurt before the big show. And
Sorry, I got to do it every time.
I called for it.
Yep, you did.
This is alley-ooped right here. Okay,
yeah,
this is the most dangerous duo.
You threw it up off the backboard, and I did like a 360.
You really did. You really did. It was beautiful.
Yep. Yeah, it's good.
So I wasn't really surprised that the Battle Royal wasn't great, because they're also like, you're also not going to be setting up other stories out of this, probably. So it's just a bunch of guys in the ring to say that they could put them in something that is supposed to have stakes.
I saw the potentiality for maybe 1.5, one story continuing that nobody cares about in Apollo Crews versus Dabba-Kato. Poor Apollo Crews, man. Like I'm watching. I'm like, this is what you got for him after he came back and did that awesome thing with. Okay, great. And then also, I'm on the verge of saying poor Dijak, who like I thought was like slated to a perfect final 3 in this thing. Like, you know, he's right there. He's been messing around the North American title. There's a story reason for him to possibly be considered to be in this thing. And he got eliminated by accident by Odyssey Jones. And then he decided to pull all of Odyssey Jones out. It would be one thing if like Odyssey Jones is one guy big enough to eliminate Donovan Dijak or Dominic Dijak, whatever we call him now, Dijak, by himself. He's the one guy in the ring who's able to do that. So he does it because it's a friggin' battle royal. At least give him some agency in starting this feud with Dijak. But Dijak, he didn't. He just ran into him accidentally. He was actually, I believe, kicked into Dijak, who was standing on the apron, knocked him off, and then Dijak pulled him out, beat him up, and so put him back in the ring so that Jinder could eliminate him. So am I excited for the potential of Odyssey Jones versus Dijak matches? Yes, I am. But
not excited about
is
Jinder
this the
Mahal
best way to
versus
get there? Nope, we're not doing that. Nope.
No.
I love Vic being like, well, you gotta think Jinder Mahal is the favorite here because of, you know, he's a former world champion who's got a stellar record in battle royals. I mean, does he? I don't know. Like, does he win a lot of battle royals? I'm not sure. Yeah, this was odd.
Yeah, it just didn't. It didn't royal as hard as it should have been royaling. It like it's the same complaints I have when any company really has a tournament and the only thing that they set up is the winner. I'm like, if you have an 8 bracket tournament, there are so many stories that you can set up out of that. For 2 people in a feud or for one guy's journey through the tournament against a bunch of other guys. Like there's so many different permutations that you can set up. Battle Royal is like, okay, you got 20 guys in there. You should hypothetically come out with 10 storylines. You're not really going to do that, but you could come out with 6 or 7. You could come out with 3 or 4. Right. Pun topic, birthday puns for Luis, obviously.
Well, I mean, like he say, like Jamber's saying, it's not Luis's birthday. I think I say you should pick the puns. And,
the pun picker.
Yeah, and Luis says, I would have said Camonito puns, but that would be too complicated and convoluted. So Lucha puns instead. Okay, Lucha puns and also birthday puns. So both of those things, birthday puns for Luis. Yeah, so the last 2 in the ring are Axiom and Nathan Frazier, and they run at each other at very high rates of speed and do awesome kicks in each other's faces. And then Axiom eventually eliminates Nathan Frazier. I guess Bob was not his uncle tonight because he lost. And
that's what happens if you win?
I mean, that's the whole thing. Like, no, here's the thing.
If he loses, his Uncle Bob is very disappointed in him.
Bob is never your uncle when a bad thing happens to you. If you listen to the way the phrase is always done, and Bob's your uncle, there you are. You've done it, you know? Every time something good happens, someone says, and Bob's your uncle, and it's a good thing. So I guess Bob was not his uncle.
I guess Bob is a freaking bandwagoner of a family member.
Yep. That's too bad. Yeah. Birthday wishes for Luis.
Hell yeah.
Henry the Casey says, I missed most of NXT because of the Tetris movie, but I don't think I missed much. Thank you all for keeping me caught up. And happy birthday, Luis. Orion Ben 666 says HBD, Luis Pumado, or This Is Your Life Papito.
Sure.
And then Tom Valley says, Luis, happy birthday, yo. We got some of our normal people who were here. Excuse me. JB Pringle says, Alex, King of Sours, Kate, Queen of Rants. Luis, the birthday boy, Papa Paul Elizabeth, Papa Paul, Emperor of Cool, Sisters of Wrestling, Meat Man, Beard of Jams, and all the SGS. Paul Elizabeth says, happy birthday to Supermod Luis, birthday cake emoji. Happiest Tuesday to the SGS, Team Kalex, and my alter ego, Sir JW Pringle. Now, it's written as birthday cake emoji because I know you can't just copy and paste that into this little file I'm reading out of. But I do like to think of your father writing birthday cake emoji. And it's assuming it would just pop up. I like that. Meet Norma says for the Linder, hey girl, Kate, stop Patna.
What up, partner?
Okay. So it's good that the Axiom is in this match. It means it's a 5-way among guys who can all move very fast.
Yeah, it's going to be real fun. It's going to be real fun in ring.
I think the only slot you put it in is to kick off the show. And you say, okay, guys, you got 14 minutes. Go full speed. And say the entire locker room, try and follow that.
Don't agent anything. Just let them go.
Just go. Just go. Call it in the ring. Yeah.
Any thoughts on who wins?
I don't think Wesley retains.
Okay.
But I don't think he takes the pin to lose. So there. That's as far as I'll go at this moment.
You suck at predictions.
I'm just kidding. I mean, that's pretty specific.
One of the guys is gonna not win.
One of the guys is gonna not win, but he won't take the pinfall to lose. There you go. See?
Boo.
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Pick a dude.
It almost feels like it should be Axiom with all of the story stuff they've given to generate him into the match. But I don't think it will be.
Okay.
I would love for it to be Dragon Lee winning his first match.
That feels like the move to me.
That feels like the move.
Feel important right away.
I will say I would love for it to be, but do you know who I think the biggest chance of winning is? If I were to say, here's a pie chart, the possibility of winning, who I think they will do it. Man, they love having people to chase. I think JD McDonuts with the North American title, with everybody chasing JD McDonuts, is something that they could give him because that dude has been very high profile since he came across the pond and taken a lot of high profile losses. So here's your mid-card title run. You can never say you were not a champ here. We're going to have all these top guys chasing you, and I think you have Dragon Lee take the title off of JD McDonuts.
I actually don't hate that because he's been really good in the ring. I don't know what that does for the Dragunov story. Is Dragunov your first chaser?
Like, Dragunov won the feud with him. I think you can easily spin Dragunov off into something else out of this match.
Yeah, he's like the best wrestler in the whole wide world.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't think he should be in NXT anymore. How about that? That's my take.
I mean, I feel that way about 8 guys. So.
There's a bunch of guys who don't know, but I don't think he should be in NXT anymore. I think you should do something with him. That there's really great stuff. It's particularly if if you're gonna move Gunther up, and if you're gonna do most of your Cody stuff on Raw, send Gunther over to Raw, so that you don't have anything confusing. If eventually you're gonna get Sheamus with the IC title, Dragunov Sheamus. Can I interest you in Dragunov versus Sheamus with Dragunov versus Pete Dunne matches along the way as part of the feud? Is that something you might be interested in? So there's really cool stuff you can do with Dragunov as long as people who aren't initiated into who Dragunov is aren't watching him and going yeah, but why isn't that one European dude who's evil with the other European dudes who's evil? I don't understand why he doesn't just go over there and join them. Can he not sit at their table? What's going on? There's...
Yeah, but on the main roster, he's going to be named Jeffrey.
Old Jeff Dragunov.
And it's a theme that's hey, Jeff. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Jeffrey. Hey, Jeff.
Right.
The main roster treat, baby.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So Get in your jukeboxes for the end. Any happy birthday things you want us to sing to old Luis? That'll be fun. Jambeard says, kind of wanted Charlie Dempsey to win and go on to win the title so that his ground and pound style could feud with high flyer style Wes Lee. That's not bad. That's not bad either. I think that they think that I think they're bringing along old Charlie. Everyone's old today. Old Charlie. I don't know why I'm doing that, but I'm doing it. This is a new thing. It's a new bit. Old Charlie's being brought along slowly. He's got this thing he's doing with Drew Gulak for a bit. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. Old Chuck Dempsey.
Chucky D.
That's right, Chuck D. That's what everyone. We're gonna call him Chuck D from now on because he's gonna fight the power.
Yeah,
fight the powers that be. Pretty deadly. We're on here over and over again to review,
stand,
and deliver. You have to say it like that. It's in the contract, apparently. So I wish I could say that I'm looking forward to
stand
and deliver, but I'm not because it's on at a god awful hour of the day. And yeah, it's not gonna be so much fun, but yeah,
I feel right. So bad for them because it starts 1 o'clock our time.
Yes, 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
Eastern.
No, yeah, Eastern time. Yeah.
So that means I'm just thinking about the poor women that have hair and makeup. They're gonna have to be awake at 4 a.m.
Yep. Jambeard says his Dragunov's name would be changed to Vlad Molotov. Listen, Ludwig Kaiser. Vlad Molotov is not that far off from Ludwig Kaiser.
It's really not.
Okay. And I love this from JW Pringle, who says, "Can we call it
stand
and whatever?" Because he's saying whatever. They don't care really at all.
I think it was Chai Spurs said the other day that the first one in Saudi Arabia should be called Sand and Deliver.
Sand and Deliver is really good.
To go with our Sands of Time.
So they were previewing it all night long. It's whatever. It is whatever. I really didn't. This was not bad and it was not great, and I don't care either way. So there you go.
No, it was never going to be great, but they did a pretty good job with it. They were supposed to be
fine.
The thing.
It'll be fine. I won't say anything like it wasn't horrible or whatever. Tyler Bate defeated Von Wagner, so that's good.
Thank God.
Thank God. It was on my list. On my list of things to watch out for. Does Schism cost Tyler Bate a meaningless singles match? By the way, Tyler Bate should never be in a meaningless singles match. That's another dude who just bring him to the fucking main roster. Just break up, find a way to break up the Brawling Brutes, and put Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne together and let them hold the tag titles forever. Because those two guys are so great. British Strong Style is such a great name for those two dudes. That's already what you call them. So bring that name back, buy it from them. I don't care. Put those two guys together to give Pete Dunne his name back. Because I don't think you can actually go back to calling him Pete Dunne after he's been Butch with the Brawling Brutes the whole time. You got to break him away from that group. Then maybe give him a little haircut. Something that doesn't make him look like
all cut.
He should get him. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, he should get.
I think that was kind of the hot goss, right? Was that the only reason he's Butch and not Pete Dunne is because of that he's with this gimmick. So they're like, let's finish out whatever this run is, and then we'll go back to calling him Pete Dunne. But yeah, we talk about it kind of every week. I don't know where some of these guys fit, if they're going to go back to Europe once Europe's launched, if they're going up to the main roster, what any of that looks like. Yep. Unfortunately, I'm sure we're looking at another round of cuts at some point shortly after Mania. But we'll see. We'll see where the chips fall. It's certainly, I would say Dragunov and Tyler Bate are certainly not in NXT because they need to be developed any further. Those two guys are world-class professional wrestlers. So, we'll see. We will see.
Jake Salazar says it should be called Sit and Disappoint Part 2.
Oh, we had some good ones for those last year. Sit and Underwhelm, I think, was one.
Sit and Underwhelm. That's it. Yeah. Anyways, after Tyler Bate beats Van Wegner and Thea Hale beats the crap out of Robert Stone. I still don't know what the hell we're doing with this Von Wagner and Robert Stone thing. Like, it's been months now, and I don't know what we're doing with it. Like, help me, help you. Okay, now that we've done 3 straight weeks of me yelling at you, help me, help you, we're just going to be off TV for a month, and then we're going to show up together again, wrestling a match against Tyler Bate for no reason. That's it.
I feel like they're desperately trying to find something that works with Von Wagner, and they just haven't found anything. Like, they've tried leading into his comedic side. He was a camping bro with Kyle O'Reilly. Like, none of these things have felt A, authentic to who that guy probably is, and B, have worked. So he's definitely not there yet in the ring. And then you also have not found anything that works from a character perspective, which makes him not a very fun wrestler. I think I once called him Human Ambien, and that has not changed.
No. He's got better pants now, though.
He does. He has significantly better pants.
Yeah, that's always good.
It's important.
Shot Kid says Dragunov could have an intro feud on the main roster with Walter. Dragunov is always coming on the other side, elevated after Walter feuds, even in losses. While it can build Walter toward a world title program against the American Roller Codester. And like, that's, you could absolutely do that. There's a bunch of people on the main roster I want to see Dragunov fight. I've already seen him fight Walter a bunch of times. So while those matches are always going to be good, I always want to see new things that I haven't seen before.
And they're also just not going to do that. I think Gunther's actually one of the few people that's at a really healthy spot right now, and one of the few NXT handoffs that has worked. So I think he's probably going up to fight Cody, and then he'll probably be floating around the mid to upper card for a little bit, doing some good work. Yeah. There's a lot of power with having a stable there too. You could, especially now that Legado is face, come on, let's go. Give us what we want. Put it in my veins. I want my Legado and Imperium feud so bad. But a lot of interesting stories and numbers if you do it right. So hopefully they do.
Tom LaValle says, stand and deliver. How do I reach these kids? Jambeard says, like I said before, give Vaughn the lady killer gimmick that Mike Awesome had. I think, yeah, sure. And also no, because that requires some level of comedic. Well, I was going to say timing, but comedic anything, which like we have seen that Von Wagner does not possess. So
they'll give him what they're doing with Dominic.
Yeah. Okay. We come now to the what the F portion of the program.
We come now to it?
Yeah, now, finally.
I mean, if you wanted to wait a little longer, there is something out there that could assist you in such a thing.
Really?
Yeah. And if you know what? We don't have to dive right into it right now. We can hold off a little bit because we have the help of Bluechew.
You know we care about that performance in wrestling, that main event performance. But maybe in the bedroom you don't have the confidence to perform. Bluechew.com and the code FIGHTFUL will help get you there. It's got the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, so you know it works. You know it's that good stuff. But it works on your schedule, or maybe when you're not even ready and you want to get there. You consult with the online physician. You don't have to wait in line at the pharmacy. You don't have to wait in line at the doctor's office. No awkward in-person meeting. And if approved, it ships straight to your door in a discreet package. But there will be nothing discreet about your package when you use BlueChew.com and the code FIGHTFUL. But you know what? How about free? Get your first shipment free when you use the code FIGHTFUL. Just pay $5 shipping. BlueChew.com and the code FIGHTFUL. Get that main event performance.
I suppose we could do that.
Not gonna lie, I felt like that was a really great segue, and that there should be more love for it in the chat.
Yeah, this is, I mean, I get it. I get why you feel that way.
Thank you.
So a couple of weeks ago, we coined, with the help of the chat, the phrase "horrible booking kid." I believe that was a Henry the Casey term, but we're now keeping that forever.
Yes.
Especially after tonight. Especially after tonight. That's never going away. So the whole point of all of this is now beyond me. Like, they stripped the title from Roxanne Perez because she collapsed after a match with Meiko Satomura. And the doctors couldn't tell what was wrong with her. They couldn't figure it out. It was like she didn't have a concussion. She didn't have there was nothing wrong pulmonary,
not dehydration,
no dehydration, no heart palpitations, nothing. We don't know why she collapsed, but she did collapse, so therefore we can't clear her. And HBK says, well, therefore we can't let the title not be defended at Stand and Deliver. We have to take drastic action to find out who's going to compete for a now vacated title. So let's have all these qualifying matches, including a second chance qualifier we had later tonight, to find out who's going to be the women who are going to climb the ladder to have this match. So we had Shawn Michaels did a double tribute to himself. It turns out tonight he did a triple tribute. Collapses in the ring. Got to have a ladder match.
Of course.
And then also to make sure that Roxanne never loses her smile. We're going to allow her to now, because she's cleared. It's a miracle. The doctors say the only reason that she collapsed was a combination of body exhaustion and that she was having an anxiety attack. So she collapsed. So they've turned out now, and now she's cleared to wrestle. She's totally cleared. So now she wants to be back in the match. But HBK says, horrible booking kid says, no, sorry, like I don't think that why don't we just why would you want your title back? That's weird. How about you just take a few matches and then we'll figure out who wins, and then maybe we'll get you into a title match later. And she goes into a very long description of her battle, which is real apparently for Roxanne Perez in real life, a battle with anxiety, and she can only overcome it. Even though it makes her collapse in the ring, she can only overcome it by wrestling more. And she needs to be in this match. And HBK says, okay, all right, you can be in the match. But I want you to talk to the doctors a lot. Talk to the doctors over and over and over again for this match that happens in 3 days. You talk to the doctors all the time now, over and over again. Don't train anymore. Just talk to doctors. I need a lot of doctor's notes. This could have been a number one contenders match from the very beginning. We are not going to strip the title from Roxanne because we don't know anything about it, but she has 30 days to defend the title. So let's give a number one contenders match from the beginning. And then once she was cleared, she could have insisted on defending her title in the number one contenders match. We could have done that or anything else. We could have done literally anything. You could have just had her win the match versus Meiko Satomura and then said, okay, you're defending your title against 5 women in a ladder match, and then handle the qualifying ones. You didn't have to do any of this. It was so convoluted, and I don't understand why any of this was done at all.
It also tips the hand of the booking, because if she doesn't win, that's like, well, I guess my anxiety got the best of me. I guess I'm a big loser.
I guess it did. You're a big loser who can't control your anxiety.
Yeah. I really wanted to like it, but it was really poorly done. I think there's something really great whenever you put a discussion about mental health on a television screen. Because I always, as much as I love wrestling, it is ultimately for kids. Now this show has 65-year-olds on it, but watching it, but nonetheless, there's a really great way to go about this. I don't think the way to go about this is, I'm Shawn Michaels, and I know better than the doctors about where your mental health, physical health are at right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the part I really didn't like. I do appreciate that. This felt like an after-school special, and almost felt a little bit too much like a commercial for like, well, we here at WWE care about the mental health of our performers. Like, it felt a little bit that way to me. What I do like about it, and I also just don't like the idea of like, you have anxiety, your doctor said you're okay to compete, but I, Shawn Michaels, don't feel you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That would be kind of like if I have anxiety. When my dog died, for example, Shawn was like, hey, we got you covered on pay. Come back when you're ready. And I took a week off. He was not like, Kate, I need a doctor's note for you to tell me. Now, I understand the very different things, but the point being, like, that wasn't his call.
No.
What I do appreciate was I liked that Roxanne said how her anxiety manifested. That there's a very real thing for people with anxiety. Shows up in a million different ways, but she essentially said, I'm 21 and I'm the champion and I'm nervous. I accomplished my dreams and that's overwhelming to me and I don't know what's next. I do think mental health is a much broader discussion than it's ever been. I think with wrestlers, it's an important discussion. And I think it's really important that when you're talking about mental health with wrestlers, the next stage of being aware is that your mental health around the fact that you're injured is different from around the road, is different from being a champion, is different from how you get approached in public. Like it's so much more nuanced. So I actually really liked what Roxanne said. It just felt very after school special. And I think it's cool that what they were trying to get at, I think it was really kind of poorly done here. And I also don't like, I thought there was a possibility that Tiffany Stratton is walking out champion. And now I don't think that's true.
Nope.
Like, now it can't be true because otherwise you're a loser with anxiety, Roxanne Perez.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that, to me, that is what it says. But I don't think they would never book it that way because then she can overcome it in her feud against Tiffany Stratton. I think here's the thing. They really wanted to have Roxanne chase. That was the whole point of like having her chase Mandy Rose. And they said, okay, well, we're firing Mandy like now, and we need somebody to take over the title like now. And the only person we have available to us in our minds is Roxanne. But we didn't want her to become champ that way. I think they were building, I think quite obviously they were building to Roxanne chasing to get to Mandy Rose this Saturday at Stand
and Deliver.
And then they would have her win that there. Like a really long chasing thing, so finally she overcomes it at there. And I don't think they know what to do with Roxanne. Super mega babyface, white meat, like everyone loves her, bubbly, wonderful Roxanne.
Yeah.
The babiest of baby faces as champion. I think they'd much rather have a heel champion for her to chase and do that story. So I agree with you. I think the most likely thing is they just say, well, here she is overcoming all the odds and whatever. But also, it's this company, and I can't discount the possibility that they just go, no, this is how we have Tiffany Stratton win it, and then we're going to have Roxanne chase, and then she's gonna win the title back again, finally, later. Like, you know.
Yeah, I think there's always a possibility. I think it would be a really dumb move. And I also think it's possible something actually happened that was not something that was putting her out that long. Because it is just, even for a company that went so far out of their way to book Axiom to where he ultimately ended up, this feels like it just reads to me as we created a safeguard for in case Roxanne couldn't actually be there.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to back out on it if that was the case. rather than we intentionally went in this circle. As often as they intentionally go in circles, I feel like this one was a safety net. It just gut instinct.
I mean, I hope that is. I hope it's the case that they actually needed to do this for some reason. Maybe they jumped the gun, but if this was the plan, woof.
It's not a good plan.
Woof. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Woof. The match between those 6 women should be great because later in the match, we'll talk about it now. Indy Hartwell won a 5-minute triple threat second chance match. It was 5 minutes long. Okay. It was not a full 6 minutes. 5 and change. They were like, here we have these 3 women who lost their thing. Then we're gonna have the last person in the ladder match is Indy Hartwell, 5 minutes and change.
In a 2-hour go home.
Yeah.
With like 45 minutes of video packages.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why was this 5 minutes?
I don't know.
That's
I don't.
So gross.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It's so weird, but yeah, so weird. But anyway,
so Indy Hartwell wins, which is cool. But Ivy Nile takes the pin, which isn't great. No.
But it's like, you know.
What are you doing?
So, as we decided, like as we've discussed, So Ruka seems born to be in a ladder match just so she can do the Soul Snatcher off a ladder, and that be the only thing that she does. You know, I mean, it was okay. It was whatever it was. I don't understand why we're
Alex. It was a 5-minute triple threat.
It was not okay. What I'm saying is, like, it's okay that Indy's in it, but like that's good. Indy being in it is good. I don't understand why this was the method we had to get. Like, Indy having to lose a match so that she could then win a match, so she could be the last woman in a 6-woman ladder match for the championship. She has no chance of winning. Is a perfect description of Indy Hartwell's NXT run since Candice went up to the main roster.
Yeah, pretty much. It was like it felt like they had her lose so she could have like that pretty well done tantrum that she had, but then that didn't really go anywhere. So
nope.
Yay.
Yeah. Sol Ruka hit her Soul Snatcher on Ivy, then was kicked out of the ring by Indy, who then hit her running forearm to the back of Ivy Nile to pin her. That's how that happened. And then afterwards, all the women showed up around the ring to stare at Indy Hartwell, and it sure as hell looked like they put Roxy in there in post. Like, she wasn't actually there because that would have ruined the surprise, and everyone who was at the taping would have been like, hey, Roxy's totally back. She's going to be in the match. So they had to like put that in post, but it also was very obvious they put it in post.
Yeah, there were a few that the reactions were not that were definitely in post. It was bad.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah.
I do like that Indy Hartwell has multiple finishers. I always like when wrestlers have multiple finishers. It makes you feel like they can beat you.
Me too.
Multiple times in a match, and that was I liked seeing that.
Mm-hmm. Elektra Lopez defeated Valentina Feroz in I don't know a minute. I'm not sure how long it was. It wasn't long.
There was not a lot of wrestling on the show.
There, not a lot. No. It's but Elektra wins. I guess ending the feud that I had forgotten happened, where she was trying to teach Valentina Feroz that she should cheat to win matches, and Valentina Feroz.
Oh my god, that was like 2 months ago, though.
I know, wouldn't let her cheat, and so now they're finally paying off the feud, which had the last bit of that feud happened like 6 weeks ago. So there you go. That's good.
That was the thing that happened.
Yep, that was the thing that happened.
You know what else happened?
What?
Luis was born the day that occurs in 57 minutes from now.
Wow.
So leave a thumbs up on this video for Luis and for us so that people can find us in the algorithm selfishly.
Selfishly. Yes, indeed. Eddy Thorpe made his NXT debut. Former Carl Fredericks. He's Australian, right?
I think so.
I believe he is. Yeah. And I can't tell if they're like we don't want to like make him be Australian because we got that part sewn up. That gimmick is already we cannot. That's Grayson's. Grayson is doing the Australian thing. Can't have two on the show. So it does feel like they're really leaning heavily into the whole like he's of Aboriginal descent in Australia, but because they're not leaning into the Australian thing, it does feel like he's wearing that's not him.
No, this is the other Australian talent though.
Right. The other one.
You don't want to have like Grayson Waller and Kangaroo Jack.
Right. Well, I don't know, man. Did it look to you like he was wearing like rejected gear for a Tatanka return? Like, just I'm sorry with the fringe and everything. It felt very Tatanka-esque to me, and I'm like, that's the wrong kind of native. It's a different area of the world. Am I not like it? It just felt very like the fringe, you know, like it was just
Tatanka reject.
I mean, I don't know. It just felt. I don't know.
I just don't. I know nothing to speak to it. I don't know if it was. He's a DJ, right? Maybe it was a Coachella thing.
People have told me he's Australian and of Aboriginal descent. If he's American and made American descent, then I apologize. I was informed wrong, and I don't know how Google works. Okay, so.
Neither does anybody who needs vignettes for a Viking.
Oh, yeah, you know what? It might be more diesel fringe than Tatanka fringe. It might be more diesel.
It might,
fringe.
Yeah. That's a good call. Tatanka reject.
Yeah. But he won. Good for him. He's from Nevada. People are lying to me on the internet. He's from Nevada. Why are people lying to me that he's Australian? I could never trust any of you. I can never trust
way of Australia. Like maybe
I could never trust any of you. I will never trust any of you. You have all lied to me. Yeah.
He could be originally from Australia and now reside in Nevada.
He could be, or he could be originally from Nevada and now reside in Australia.
We don't know.
Yeah. Myles Borne was opposite him. That's a fake name of a guy from the Indies who real name I don't remember, but he's good. More of him.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about that. Yeah.
He won in his debut. The old Eddy Thorpe did.
He is the Timothy Thatcher of locations. Yeah. Yeah.
That guy just is British. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. He Gallus got interviewed. Good for Gallus. I don't say
they did.
That.
Can you do your impression of them real quick?
So
how are you feeling going into Stand and Deliver?
Tony D'Angelo
It is a really thick accent.
Yeah.
Like as exaggerative as they are in their stereotypes, they're actually that Scottish. Like they have thick accents, man.
They do. They really do. Gallus boys on top. So that's what they say. They say that. This is fine. Like a lot of this is just like, hey, remember all the matches that are Saturday? Watch them. You know?
So this felt more like when AEW does Roads to the Top. Or not Roads to the Top. Roads to wherever.
Yeah, right.
Like it feels... that Bron Carmelo thing was so long. It
was so long. Like I was
like, why was the women's match 5 minutes?
I had to do stuff and I had to put the kid down and I always wind up like 10-15 minutes behind, and tonight I was like 20 minutes behind. So I was catching up and I was like, I know who Carmelo and Bron are. I'm just gonna fast forward past this. And so I'm manually fast forwarding, and I go 3 minutes and stop, and I push play again, and it's still going. I'm like, really? And I go for another minute and stop and push play again. And it's still going. Really? I go another minute. It's still going. Really? How long is this thing? How much time do you need to tell us who these guys are? We know. We've been watching the show. Unfortunately, we've been watching the show for 2 years.
Well, it was really good was kind of the annoying part. I was like, I shouldn't want to watch this more than I want to watch the matches. But God, Bron is so much better when he just gets to be a human being. I think it's a little corny when he's like, the best place to be is the tape room to prepare. But he was like saying what he does in the tape room to prepare. He was like, look at how fast Melo is. I'm going to have to do X, Y, and Z. Carmelo was just talking a bunch of shit, and I liked it. He was just like, the crown is mine, give it to me. This was really, really good, and it was really well produced, which makes me wonder what the F is going on with the rest of the show. This was awesome. Do more of this. Do more of this backstage. Give wrestlers normal things to say as human beings to each other. This was fantastic, and it was like 20 minutes long. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah. This is the first one of these that they've done since Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole 3, which will let you know how long it's been since they've done one of these. Jesus Christ. So I guess they haven't felt like it was worthy enough to do one of these things since then.
This is the right call, which I appreciate. Like I can say that I feel like regardless of who wins at Stand and Deliver, the other person's probably going up. The build to this has been true and natural and has leaned into the best parts of both these wrestlers. And I think the match is going to be really good. Like this is really good and feels like this should be your main event of Stand and Deliver. So in a sea of nonsense, this has been well built. It is your two biggest stars on the biggest stage of their career so far. Like this is adequately, sincerely, really good. And I'm excited about that. Which feels, I hate that feels like the thing that's the fish out of water thing. Like that it's good and it's well built and people sound normal and it's great.
Yeah. Matthew Plus says Katie looks like Orange Cassidy didn't shower for a week.
It's not true.
And Meet Norma says, Matthew Plus, this aggression against Kate will not stand, man. The Linder, for the last time, Julie and I are acquaintances. Meet has a lot of love to give.
Notice who's not in the chat tonight? I think he's hiding something.
No, he's in the chat.
But Julie's not.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, yeah, that's true. That's true. He says, where is it? Where'd it go? Where is it? Come on. Meet? Where's the? I don't know. Meet said something and it's gone now. Oh, there. See, he worked it into a jukebox request. He said, also, hi, Julie Cutler. Hope all is well. You're not slick. You're not slick. You think you're slick, but you're not slick.
She's not even here. You know Linder is.
Yeah.
You know who we didn't talk about that was in the Battle Royal with a rather unimpressive showing, unfortunately? Scrypts.
Yeah. Poor guy decided he was just going to, I know what I'll do? I'll jump over the top rope. Like all the way to the floor. That's what I'll do.
In a Battle Royal! Why are you even going to the top rope in a Battle Royal, Alex?
I don't know.
A pet peeve that was given to me by a friend, and now I can't unsee it.
It's true. I'm not sure.
Listen, it wasn't my intention to go all the way over the top. Sometimes I forget how much I've been training, and my quads are just so powerful. I was only trying to just do a simple knee lift and wound up flying into the air because I'm just so good at doing jumps and dives and stuff. So
Scrypts,
it's my fault. It's really too bad because they had to book on the fly because I was actually supposed to win the match, but I
figured
I botched, and so they had to call an audible. So that's why Axiom's in the match. It was supposed to be me, Scrypts, in the match, but unfortunately, it's not me.
I figured because your moonsault-based offense fits really nicely into that match.
I know it's mostly. Listen, all those guys do flippies. I mean, even that Russian fella, like he flips. I mean, not as much as I do, or the Axiom fella, that guy with the mask, who I never understand what he's saying. You know, it's weird. At least with my mask, you can understand what I'm saying.
It's true, but you have those. You also have the cards, though. You don't even talk that much, and when you do, it's all modulated. Kind of sounds like a conspiracy theory to me.
It does. You know, it is. It does sound like a conspiracy theory. You know, like you know, what do you call it? The V for Vendetta, that thing. Mm-hmm. You know, where the gunpowder plot. You know, it wasn't even a gunpowder plot. It wasn't. You know, it was a powdered sugar plot. The whole thing was just they were just gonna dust some confectionaries with some nice, you know, sweet taste and sugar, and the whole thing exploded. It was all a bit of misunderstanding.
Oh, that's kind of a shame in some ways.
Yeah, it was a big misunderstanding. Like, yeah, and then you know, like a bunch of bakers died. It was terrible.
It sounds it, yeah. I didn't even know that. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah. Anyway.
Any thoughts on Stand and Deliver? I'm sorry you're not going to be on the card. It doesn't look like.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to be on the card. You know, which is good because you know I don't know how I was going to get to Los Angeles. You know, because you know it's hard getting a flight right now. You know, the prices are just so crazy. You know, and so I was going to have to take the bus, and that's a long ways from Minneapolis. So I'm kind of glad I didn't have to go. So anyway, maybe next year.
Maybe next year. We're holding the best thoughts for you, and
all right.
have fun on Level Up.
All right, thanks. I will. Bye.
Bye. Good to see you.
I'm back.
Yeah. Good old Scriptalicious hopping into the chat.
Yeah, it's good. Anyways, what happened? Okay, so
you sound all soft and low.
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't mean to. Why do I sound soft and low? Soft and low. Do I sound soft and low still?
Nah, you sound a little better now.
Okay, good. If I do this, then I might sound like somebody else. So I can't do that. Jambeard says Scrypts mask looks like if a 10-year-old took an old shirt and cut holes in it with his mom's old sewing scissors. I don't know.
You should have said it when he was on. Say it to his face. Don't be cowardly.
Look, I didn't design the thing. I just show up to the costume fit and then they put it on my face. It's not in the contract that I don't get creative control over the costumes there, Jambeard. If that is even your real name.
What'd you say his name? Oh, he's gone. Jambeard.
Listen, if you want Scrypts to say your name, you got to send in a super chat. All right, and then I'll start sending doing little give me weird give Scrypts to say your name, but you got to send in a super chat.
I appreciate that Scrypts is putting us over. He's a professional.
He is. He knows how to make the money.
He does.
He knows how to make the money. So
will you just pay money to hear him say Bill Alphabet?
Jambeard says, but Alex and Kate, we needed this 15-minute video to tell us what the story is between Carmelo and Bron. So, you know.
It's true.
So then Isla Dawn and Alba Fire are witches. They're Scottish witches. That's all you need to know.
Witchy woman.
Yep. Drew Gulak defeated Hank Walker, but Hank Walker was going to win until Charlie Dempsey hit Hank Walker 3 inches from the ref's face. But he happened to be like here, right over here. That's where Hank Walker got hit, and the ref was doing this. So there's no way the ref could have seen it. Like right here, like just out of my periphery was where
he has no peripheral
Hank Walker
vision.
got
he has
hit.
No idea.
Yeah, the poor guy. You know,
I know.
it's terrible.
He can't drive. It's rough.
That's tough. That's really tough.
Booker T was abysmal a commentary for this to the point where we have to note it. I'm sorry, he's so bad. He did say champagne wishes and caviar dreams, which that should not be something worth noting or applauding.
No.
However,
no.
Him talking about Hank Walker having to earn the singlet for like 10 minutes was so bad, particularly when he had been in street clothes, one set of street clothes for like 3 months.
Yep. Yeah.
You know what? I've heard the bag carrying thing. I've heard of lots of other hazing. Earning the singlet is not a thing because you can just go buy a singlet.
Yeah.
Which is what he did because it just said Walker across his lower abdomen and it looked about 2 sizes too small.
Earlier in the triple threat second chance match, he said of Sol Ruka that she's like the wind. He quoted a Patrick Swayze song, like he used like some part of the rest of the lyrics. Booker is a confounding man. Like he is a black man in his 50s who quotes Patrick Swayze and references lifestyles of the rich and famous on a constant basis. It is an odd thing.
Also, her name is Sol Ruka. She's like the wind.
Yeah.
Ruka.
I wish Vic Joseph was quick enough on his feet to say, actually, I think Sol is like the sun, Booker. And then just move on. Like, leave it there.
Okay, I don't know if it's because it's Luis's birthday that I actually caught that. All right. That I picked up the Spanish translation. But you don't have to be like well-versed in the Spanish language to know that Sol means sun. Sol Ruka, she's like the wind.
So
Rainn Wilson, famously like the sun. Remember the hot valet Sunny? Quite the windy gal.
She was like the snow, don't you know?
She was like the snow.
She's like the snow falling down all around.
Snow White, however.
Her name is Sunny.
You're not gonna believe this about Snow White.
No.
A tornado, I tell you.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy. So Tony D'Angelo and Stax have a match with Briggs and Jensen. Miss Lady Frost is a ray of sunshine. She is. I'll tell you.
She kind of is as a human.
I'll tell you what. So
since we were just talking about the weed, can we talk about the wind? Can we talk about the tumbleweed?
Yes, we will talk about the tumbleweed. Okay, so in the beginning, we see Double Vest and the Beach, aka Briggs and Jensen, standing there, and they're just talking. It's like, hey, look, she texted me back after 4 voicemails. After only 3 voicemails, usually it takes 4 voicemails before she texts me back, says Briggs. And I was like, so it says Jensen, whatever his name is, Beach. And then on the lower third, listen, I have not taken drugs in many years, okay? But I was so sure somebody must have slipped me something in my Culver's Diet root beer from dinner, because a tumbleweed blew across the bottom third of the screen and wrote the names Josh Briggs and Brooks Jensen. And then they were there for a while, and they kind of jangled back and forth, written on banjos, I think. And then the same tumbleweed blew back across the screen, erasing the names. And I was like, is that something they do now for people? I haven't seen that before. Like it was so important that this is Briggs and Jensen because of the story they're involved in. Like,
I mean, there's so many things about that are embarrassing, but the most embarrassing one is that they call them Briggs and Jensen when that's not even their names.
Yeah.
Double Vest and Beach. So they got the names wrong.
That's
and then this
true.
graphic on top of it.
Right. So then here comes the girls, and Fallon is like, Kiana, don't you have something to say to Brooks? Yeah, you guys are all so great, and you've really welcomed me in, and I know like you're all family to each other, so I'm really, really bad about saying this, but I got you guys a tag team match. Tonight, and if you win, then you're in the thing. The title match on at Stand
and Deliver.
So
I was distracted by this incredible chat.
Mm-hmm. That's great.
Boy, that Kenny Omega sure is an alpha. That wind and show that sun.
So like Fallon is very upset by this. Like, how can you be upset later? Because Double Vest the Beach are overjoyed by this opportunity. And so Fallon is like, I can't believe you can't. What? I got them a great match for the thing. Thing is that she totally made it up. The way that she delivers the line to begin with of like, hey, yeah, I do have something to say. Gosh, I feel really bad about this, but and then she can't bring herself to say it. So she tells a lie that she got them a tag team match. So then she has to, I'm assuming, go and get them the tag team match afterwards. Because if she had already done it, she wouldn't do the she wouldn't falter. She'd come right in and say, hey, I got you guys a tag match, because she had already done it.
Oh, I kind of took that as she was like trying to swerve Fallon. Like that she was like, I'm gonna tell him, psych, I got this tag match.
All of this is dumb. All of it is so dumb, because then they're watching the match backstage. And in the middle of the match, Fallon decides, I'm going to go tell him right now, in the middle of the match he is currently having, that if he wins, he is going to stand
and deliver.
And I feel like that's a bad thing to do for your friend, to intentionally distract them at that point.
Plus,
in a very important match.
At least one other time. Learn the lesson
many times
about the timing.
Many times.
This whole thing has made me be like, Kiana James is smarter. I'm supposed to not like her, and I'm like, she's on the mere principle that she's at least clever.
Yeah. So anyway,
I also like, do they only see each other at NXT?
Yes, they never interact. They never interact. No. Like, because he calls her 4 times before she texts him back. Like, she has no interest in this man.
No, but why can't Fallon?
Oh, right, she could, I suppose.
Like, why can't Fallon Henley any other day?
She doesn't want that. So here we go. They have the match. They're having the match. Stax and Tony D wind up beating them, partially because Beej is so distracted by having the girl he's got the hots for at ringside. And so they lose, and so they can't be in the match. And then they get in the match, and Fallon is like, Brooks, I'm really sorry. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to do something. If Kiana won't say it, then I'm going to say it right here in front of everybody. Tell you the most embarrassing thing you've ever been told, which should be told to you in private, but I'm going to do it right now and ruin your life in front of everybody in your whole career. Great. Kiana, you going to say it? And Kiana's like, yeah, I do. I do have something to say or do or whatever. And then she kisses him.
She's like, actually, I should show you.
Yeah, that's what she says. I'm going to show you. I like, here's the thing. I do have something to tell you. Actually, I'm going to show you. And so what if you were going to tell him, what would you have done? Okay, I do have something to tell you. Kiss. Like, what if you're going to tell him, what are you going to do? So I don't know. This is so dumb. And also the way Vic Joseph reacts, like, oh my God, look at that. And so
I really planted one on him.
I'm very confused by this whole Beej is a virgin thing. Cause like, he's never kissed a girl. He's in his mid-20s. Like, he's never kissed a girl.
I guess not.
I don't believe it. He's Bull Buchanan's kid. That's definitely a That man. Listen, that kid, when his dad was B squared, like, had to get the fourth graders off of him with a stick. Are you kidding me? Your dad runs around with John Cena? Come on. No way. His dad was B squared.
I think maybe he's been kissed before, but he's been so awkward with the porn accountant.
Fine.
But his dad was B squared.
Luis says, gonna point it out, Booker T called a backbreaker elbow drop combo from Tony D and Stacks a fucking doomsday device.
7 times. He was like, a doomsday device. A doomsday device. He was freaking out about the doomsday device, and then it wasn't even.
Yeah. His dad was also in Right to Censor. I feel like that probably wouldn't have gotten all the girls hot for Beej, though. I think probably him being John Cena's sidekick was probably a bigger deal to them. You know what I mean?
Depends on the girl.
Depends
on the 9-year-old.
Let's not think about that anymore, okay? We're good. We're moving on. Jambeard about Sol Ruka says maybe he meant a solar wind.
That could be, you know what I'm saying? She's like the wind, but that is also the sun wind. Champagne wishes and caviar dreams.
Jambeard says, hashtag give Beej Prawn a chance.
Well, no, and the angle.
No. Grayson Waller cut a promo. He came out to sign a contract. He should be signing a waiver since it's a non-sanctioned match. If it's non-sanctioned, it shouldn't be a contract for it, but whatever. You know, logic. But he cuts a promo about like how he turned heel. Like it was his like, you may be wondering how I did it. Well, Mr. Bond, I will tell you. It was very much that. Or like, would you like to see my scars? This is how I became who I am. Because I jumped off the roof of the cage in War Games and nobody cared. So then I beat you up, Johnny Gargano. And I'm gonna beat you up. And then Johnny Gargano was the cameraman the whole time. Spoiler alert. They had a lot of guys in security standing around the ring, making sure that if Johnny Gargano got into the building that he couldn't get past him. But nobody was checking the camera guys in the ring. So yeah, it was him. It was him in the ring the whole time.
The thing about him saying that is he continues to lie to us because everyone was like, oh, I hope he didn't break his wrist. And his character said, I don't care if I win. I just care if I go viral. And he basically did. So stop lying to me, Grayson.
And then a big pull-apart brawl where at least half a dozen large men could not hold back 155-pound Johnny Gargano. These work when it's a Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar. They do not work so well when one of them is Johnny Gargano.
I don't know if you know this, but he has a rebel heart.
Does he also have rebel
strength?
I suppose. Does his rebel heart give him that?
Yes, of course.
Okay. All right.
Here's the thing. I think this is going to have a lot of interference from this guy.
Oh, man.
I think it's inevitable that Kangaroid. But ultimately, I feel like it's a big mistake. It's a big mistake to have this
the whole thing
be
was always
an unsanctioned match. I appreciate the callback, but they should just have it. It'd be just a hardcore match. Have it count. I really just wanted to use that graphic. There was
I know.
No reason.
There's nothing to talk about here. Like Johnny Gargano takes this match so seriously, getting revenge for having had it being knocked unconscious on his front lawn in front of his wife and child. He takes it so seriously. The night before, he's going to compete in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal.
Alex, I can't stress to you enough. His heart is rebellious.
Yeah.
When you have a rebel heart, you compete in battle royals the night before a big match.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
Because he's being himself, not anyone else.
No,
anyone else wouldn't do that. But he has a rebel heart.
He has a rebel heart. The heart is a rebellion. Jambeard says, "Oh yeah, remember last week I said Alex would like the storyline from WWE 2K My Rise, where you get the bad gimmick. Well, wait till Kate hears about the female side of My Rise. The female side of the My Rise puts you in a mishmash tag team in a Money in the Bank match against mishmash teams of Dana and Nikki and Shotzi and Rhea to face mishmash champions Asuka and Tamina." So very true to life.
Tamina.
Very true to life.
That is terrible, but considering they could have been like, it's a bra and panties match, I'll take it.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they had those back in the day. In SmackDown Brings the Pain, I believe that was the thing. So we have some birthday wishes. We have
and caviar dreams.
Very good, very nice. Very good, very good.
You're gonna pop myself, guys.
Birthday wishes and cupcake dreams. Jake Salazar, first we'll get some puns. Andrade El Idolo. I don't know it either.
I'm not going to be good on Lucha puns. I'm not going to lie.
No. Electric Mayhem says, light the flame, blow it out. Something, Candle Rhodes.
I was thinking the Rampage theme, though. Like, light the fuse.
That's good. Insert clever Tegan Knox pun says, Tegan Noxo Libre.
I appreciate that person changes their handle to whatever their chat is. Respect.
Electric Mayhem says, Brutus the Barber birthday cake.
That's really good.
That's good.
That's really good.
Tom LaValle says, Luis for the sky, boy.
Oh, I like that.
Orion Ben 666 says, the Vikingo Raiders led to the ring by Mamacita.
That's very good.
CO says Cobra Commander and G.I.L. Idolo. This is a G.I. Joe. The G.I. Joe puns. Jambeard says the Lucha megastar Juan Chena.
Oh no.
And one LT photo says tonight in a pinata fall or submission match, Luis versus Meat Enormous.
There it is.
Matthew
With
Plus
Julie
asks,
Cutler as valet, probably.
Should I listen to today's The Session with Mox?
Yes.
He only talks about CM Punk for like the first 4 minutes because he felt like he had to talk about it, and then he just talks about how happy he is in AEW and how great all the stuff is and how he agents matches and all this kind of stuff. So
it's great.
It's good.
It's a great listen.
Luis says, "Wait, why do I got to fight Meat?" I don't know. It's been booked by one LT photo. Or one lieutenant photo. I hope it's lieutenant photo.
Lieutenant photograph.
Alpha Bill says, "Happy birthday, Luis, and damn you, Alex, for that Etsy site." Yes, on a couple of Sour Graps ago, showed off some really cool artwork I got from an Etsy site, and people were like, "Where did you get that from?" And I told them where it was, and apparently people are now buying stuff with money they don't have.
You should get commission for that, sir.
I should get commissioned for that. Chris Mueller says, "Happy birthday to the mod god Luis."
Thank
and
you,
Jen,
doctor.
Hold on.
The doctor of IT. Chris Mueller.
Jake Salazar says, "Feliz cumpleaños, Luis. Eres el mejor que conozco. Ni siquiera podrán entender. Esto para será divertidísimo escuchar a Alex tratar de leer esto." My accent is terrible.
My God, I thought we were in Spain.
but I can read it. But my accent is terrible.
I'll do it as Tiffany Stratton.
Okay.
Feliz cumpleaños, Luis. Eres el mejor que conozco ni siquiera podrán entender. Esto pero será divertidísimo escuchar a Alex tratar de leer esto. Toodles.
The translation from Luis is, "Happy birthday, Luis. You are the best. I know you won't even be able to understand this, but it will be hilarious. Listen to Alex try to read this." Well, there you go.
Sincere moment. Luis is the best. Like, honest to God.
Luis is the best. Luis
like,
is the best.
Of
and
all the jobs someone can have at Fightful, this is the most taxing. It requires so much mental energy, sincerely, to moderate a chat, to coordinate all the chats that you guys send, and to count the puns.
Yes.
It's a lot. And he's always happy. He's always smiling. He absolutely rules.
Yes, and also a child. I am.
Oh God, he was born in like what?
I don't know. He's turning 23, which is yeah. I know. I'm the guy at the end of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. I've just turned to dust.
Ugh.
So my Jesus. Okay, we have some jukeboxes here. It's a quick episode because they didn't put any effort into it, so why should we? So yeah, get in some more jukeboxes. These are always fun. We don't have as many of these usually now, but they're good.
The pun direction.
We did the pun direction. So get it, like One Direction. Get it? All right. Okay. Wait. Larry D. Priest says, "Happy birthday, Luis. You find yourself in Los Angeles this week for the Mania and want to celebrate in style. Minoru Suzuki is hosting karaoke on Thursday night in Santa Monica." Wow.
Is that real?
That's awesome.
Minoru Suzuki
is hosting.
Our dear Minoru Suzuki.
Yes. Yeah.
It's absolute legend. He's hosting. What do you think this guy sings? Assuming like in English.
Well, like that's probably that's got to be like in the mid 80s, right? So he's probably singing like "Take on Me, Take on Me," right?
I mean,
what's it? Yeah, something like that. All right, here we go. Axiom sings REM's "Stand" in honor of Stan and whatever. So, here we go. To move you around, oh, stand up for the world.
What do you got to your feet are going to be on the ground? I think it was. You just sounded like the Swedish chef so much. It was like, It was really good. That made me so happy.
Bork, bork, bork. Okay, that's good.
Jennifer said stand and whatever. I swear to God, I love this stream. I love you guys. This is so fun.
Old Bob's Your Uncle sings Stand By Me. This will be a good one for him, I think. All right, here we go.
When the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we'll see. No, I won't be afraid. No, I won't be afraid. Just as long as you stand by me. So, darling, stand by me. Oh, stand by me. Oh, stand by me, stand by me. If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountains should crumble to the sea, I won't cry. I won't cry. No, I won't shed a tear. Just as long as you stand by me. And darling, stand by me. Whoa, stand by me. Whoa, stand now. Stand by me. Stand by me. And Bob's your uncle.
It's good. Good time. All right. Jambeard wants Tiffany to sing Dancing Moose by Joe Hendry.
Gladly. If I could make a super chat for Louise's birthday. Because he's 23 and it's the year 2023, I assume he was a Y2K baby. And I think it would be really fun to have Papa Pulowski explain Y2K to people and the panic that was around it.
I'll try.
Say his name and Moose appears. Got rejected from football. Got rejected from football. Dancing and laughing is what he loves to do. Throwing these and throwing his hot dog too. I believe in his dancing. I believe in his dancing. Move your tacks off your ass and sing. I believe in his dancing. Those stains. What the hell is that? Put your moose inside the trash and sing. I believe in his dancing. Football reject. I believe in dancing moose. Toodles.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Joe Hendry is and I'm not like fully up on Impact, especially now that I get to watch ROH on Thursdays. He is over in a way that nobody else is in wrestling is over. It kind of the same way that Orange Cassidy is over in a way that nobody else is over like Orange Cassidy. Keep your eye on Joe Hendry. He's a great talent.
All right.
I'm so excited about the one that just got put in.
Now you see, that was years ago, back in the day, everyone was wearing really, baggy jeans, and it was year 2000, and it was not yet. I mean, it was gonna be. It was 1999, and it's crazy. And there was a war going on Monday nights, and it was between the Nitro and Raw, and they were fighting every Monday. But you don't want to hear about that. What you want to hear is the computers. The computers, everything was going to explode. People thought that as soon as it transferred from 1999 to the year 2000, you understand, that all the computers were going to go back in time to 1900. They were all going to get inside a DeLorean, and the DeLorean was going to get 88 miles per hour, and all the computers were going to go back to 1900, you understand? And if they did that, then everything was going to collapse. Like all of society was just going to go bye-bye. Bye-bye. And then so then it didn't happen. But we got Y2J instead, and then look what happened. He's still here. What?
My dad, Paul Elizabeth, big hero of the Y2K project. No joke.
Wow.
He's the reason all your stuff works.
Wow.
Praise be, Paul Elizabeth.
Wow. That's pretty good. Good job. Nicely done. All right. Kate, Allie says to text your texts.
I don't have my phone next to me.
Oh wait. So Jambeard says Alcanza a los chicos del Celio. Luis says he meant reach for the sky, boy, but actually, if it's actually said correctly, it'd be Alcanzan El Cielo Chicos.
Alcanzan El Cielo Chicos. Toodles.
Very good. Okay, so to Electric
Tiffany
Mayhem.
Chen speaks Spanish is gold mine.
Yeah.
NXT is missing the boat if they don't do that.
She needs to feud with Elektra Lopez. No,
There you
actually,
go.
Roxanne Perez. If
Perfect.
she's like, I'm gonna cut all of my promos to Roxanne Perez in Spanish. So that's really not good. Not if it's Tiffany. It would actually not be good. Okay, so who wanted this? Electric Mayhem wants Gallus singing "Give It Away" by the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
That's such a good one.
Here we go.
When I get you gotta give it to your mama. When I get you gotta give it to your papa. When I get you gotta give it to your daughter. When I get your lads and take it to water. When I got you gotta get it, put it in you. When I got you gotta get it, put it in you. When I got you gotta get it, put it in you. Drain when I fail, don't stop, continue. And none of this I don't want to be amazed or skivies with sky and thriving the wiser. A young blood is up and up riser. How come I want to keep it like the Kaiser? Ludwig Kaiser, give it away, give it away, give it away new. Give it away, give it away, give it away new. Give it away, give it away, give it away new. I can't tell if I'm a kingpin or a powder. Get it to the people that see the stress. Get it to the people that see with this. On the place by Helix and love is free. That beast and hell yes. Brother Brown when I knew how. They're hell of the niggas the Husko. They're hell of the state with the poo. They're brother right the right now. Bob Marley Putin to proof it. Bob Marley Toopy who to oof it. Bob Marley working like he took it. Good this can be high here gonna proof it. Give it away, give it away, give it away new. Give it away, give it away, give it away new. Give it away, give it away, give it away new. Give it away new.
Give it a wee new.
Give it away now, but of course they're Scottish, so they say give it a wee new. Okay. Okay. Linder sings "She Bangs" in honor of Kate by the Amish electrician.
Excellent poll. Also, JW Prinkle said this is the sound of my ADHD. Relatable.
There you go.
That's pretty much what my brain sounds like before I take my Adderall.
Oh, here we go. Okay. Talk to me. Tell me your name. You blow me off like it's all the same. You hit a fuse and now I'm ticking away like a bomb. Yeah, baby, talk to me. Tell me a sign. You're switching sides like a Gemini. You're playing games and now you're hitting my heart like a drum. Yeah, baby. Well, if Lady Luck gets on my side, we're going to rock this town alive. I'll let her rough me up till she knocks me out because she walks like she talks and she talks like she walks. She bangs. She bangs. Oh, baby, when she moves, she moves. I go crazy because she looks like a flower, but she stings like a bee like every girl in history. She bangs, she bangs. I'm wasted by the way she moves. No one ever looked so fine. She reminds me that a woman's got a one thing on her mind. And that thing is me. Okay. Okay, no more of these. I'm calling a moratorium on these because we're gonna get more and more over and over and over and over again.
We need 8 more minutes of them so that we can wish Louise a proper happy birthday.
Oh,
but the streets are saying your we knew sounded like Bree Woo.
Really? All right. Okay.
Oh no.
We have definitely 8 minutes of puns of these left, so
okay.
Don't worry about that.
Okay, we're cutting it off, people.
Okay. Okay, so here we go. Jambeard wants Pop Pawlowski to sing the world's dirtiest song by Bird and McDonald's. That I don't know what that is. That's probably not a good thing. Let's find out what this is. Okay. Oh, I see. I think I see what this is. I see. There we go. There was an old farmer who lived by a rock. He sat in the meadow shaking his fist. There's some boys who were down by the creek. Their feet in the water, their hands on their marbles and playthings. In days of yore, there came a young lady. She looked like a pretty young creature. She sat on the grass. She pulled up her dresses and showed us her ruffles and laces and white fluffy duck. She said she was learning a new way to bring up her children and learning to knit while the boys in the barnyard were shoveling refuse. and litter from yesterday's hunt, while the girl in the meadow was rubbing her eyes at the fellows, as girls sometimes do, to make it clear that she wanted to go for a nice, pleasant stroll on the grass and hurry back home for a nice piece of ice cream and cake that stood 3 layers tall, and after dessert she was ready to go for another walk down by the dock with any young man with a sizable roll of 100s and a big bulge up front. If he asked politely, she would show him her little pet dog who was subject to fits, and maybe she'd let him grab a hold of her small tender's hands with movements so quick, then she'd lean on over and suck on his soda so sweetly till she finished it and pull down her panties to rub on her hip, which she bruised when she ran down the halls because he tried to force her to lick on his candy so tasty made of butterscotch, and then spread whipped cream all over her cookies she had been baking all night. If you think this is dirty, well, you're fucking well right.
I'm concerned. Pa.
Me too. I think Pawpaw needs to be just taken out to pasture, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. All right. So okay, what should we do next? Okay. Lady, Hear Me Tonight, Mojo by Darby Allin, requested by Advi Devon. I don't know what this is. Lady, hear me tonight, because my feeling is just so right as we dance by the moonlight. Can't you see you're my delight, lady? I just feel like I won't get you out of my mind. I feel love for the first time. I know that it's true. I can tell by the look in your eyes. Lady, hear me tonight, because my feeling is just so right as we dance by the moonlight. Can't you see you're my delight? Lady, I feel like I won't get you out of my mind. I feel love for the first time. I don't know that it's true. I can tell by the look in your eyes. Malachi Black.
I can't hear anybody say Malachi Black without thinking of your impression. Like, even when Excalibur's like, and Eddie Kingston faces Malachi Black, I'm like,
Malachi Black. Okay. Good. That's good. Okay, good. That's done. Tiffany to sing happy. Well, not yet. That's not yet. Well, that's the last one we're gonna do. Meet Norma says, can the Linders sing You're All I Need by Mary J. Blige? Also, Hi Cutler, Hope All Is Well.
Meet.
All right, see if I can get all these done. So we're singing right after midnight. Okay, here we go. You all I need, lie together, cry together. I swear to God, I hope we friggin' die together. To get by, you're all I need, lie together, cry together. I swear to God, I hope we freaking die together to get by. Shorty, I'm there for you anytime you need for me. Real girl, it's me in your world. Believe me, nothing make a man feel better than a woman. Queen with a crown that beats down for whatever. There's the few things that's forever, my lady. We can make war or make babies. Back when I was nothing, you made a brother feel like he was something. That's why I'm with you to this day, boo. No frontin'. Even when the skies were gray, you would rub me on my back and say, baby, it'll be okay. Now that's real to a brother like me, baby. Never ever forgive my cootie away and give it tight, all right? I'm a walk these dogs so I can live in a fat-ass crib with thousands of kids. Oh, this is not for me. Now, I was fine with all the other cootie keeping, but with thousands of kids, no. No, we're not doing any of that.
I was fine with all the other cootie keeping.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. What's next? Axiom and Nathan Frazier doing just the two of us. Oh, okay. Here we go. Now we're gonna do that one after this. Force of Will wants Tiffany singing Jack Jester's "In My Room" by Henry. It's not very long, but it's from Henry's run in ICW apparently. So it's right there within the chat.
Woo, 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 woo. When you're alone and you hear a noise, you go next door to check out the problem, only to find the authorities because they're intruding tonight. Woo, woo. ICW, me and you. Woo, woo. Let's have some fun. Woo, woo. Who is in my living room? Woo, woo. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. There's 4 there. Jack Jester's in my room. I'm calling the policemen. They're taking forever. Boom, 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 boom. Jack Jester's in my room. I'm calling the policeman. I hope they get here soon. Toodles.
Let's see here. Tom Lavallee wants the Regal rap to return. Stand Up by Ludacris.
When I move, you move, just like that. When I move, you move, just like that. When I move, you move, just like that. Hell yeah. Hey, DJ, bring that back. When I move, you move, etc. How you ain't gone fuck. Bitch, I'm me. I'm the goddamn reason you in VIP. CEO, you don't have to see ID. I'm wild, young, strapped like Chiali. Blow. We ain't got nothing to worry about. Whoop ass, let security carry them out. Watch out for the medallion. My diamonds are reckless. It feels like a... I'm not going to... This is preposterous. War games.
Okay, so Tom Lavallee wants in honor of Booker T, Darby to sing Hungry Eyes, another song from Dirty Dancing.
I've been meaning to tell you, I've got this thing that won't subside. I look at you and I fantasize you're mine tonight. Now I've got you in my sights. With these hungry eyes, one can look at you and I can't disguise. I've got hungry eyes. I feel the magic between you and I. Malachi Black.
Nailed it.
I want to hold you so near me. I want to show you what love's all about. Darling, tonight, I've got you in my sights. Brody King. That's it. All right. That's
Damn, Bud Matthews in the mud.
And then he never actually said Buddy out loud. That's really weird. Okay. And finally, Axiom and Nathan Frazier doing a duet of just the two of us, as requested by Feeling Creepy.
I see the crystal raindrops fall, and the beauty of it all is when the sun comes shining through to make those rainbows in my mind when I think of you sometime, and I want to spend some time with you. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. You and I. And Bob's your uncle.
There you go.
I like the Axiom says Bob's your uncle.
Sure.
I like the synergy.
All right. Drew Nicholas says NXT isn't great, but none of that matters because it's Luis's birthday. Happy birthday, Luis. Thank you for the very nice Humper chat, Drew. And now, finally, to end us tonight, Tiffany to sing happy birthday to Luis.
I don't need the lyrics for this one, Alex.
No, you don't. No.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Luis. Happy birthday to you. How old are you now? Alarmingly young. How old are you now? How old are you now? How old are you now? Toodles. Are you 1? Are you 2? Are you 3? I'm not doing it till 23.
Shouldn't.
If we had coordinated it, you could have just cut the stream.
It would have been kind of fun, but we didn't coordinate it at all. We're going to be doing a lot of these for the rest of the week.
We're going to be doing a lot of these for the rest of our lives.
That's true. The get the flick out of here this week on Friday is the Super Mario Bros. Movie from 1993, starring Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo, and Dennis Hopper. It's not like the one that's coming out next weekend, so just that'll be fun. All right.
Friday at noon.
Bye. Head over to my channel after this and watch me play Red Dead Redemption 2 for no reason. Bye.